Hello, my name is Cooper. I am a student of English. This is my story. You can learn English with me. Cooper, a 10-year-old with a mop of brown hair and boundless curiosity, stood wide-eyed at the bustling London airport. He had just arrived in England from his sunny Californian home, a land far, far away. Everything felt new: the crisp air, the hurried chatter of people, and the double-decker buses that zoomed past like giant red beetles. Cooper's heart thumped a little. He didn't understand a word anyone was saying. Back home, everyone spoke his language, but here, it was like a whole new world of sounds. Hello? His mom greeted a friendly-faced woman at the arrival's gate. The woman smiled and said, "Welcome to England." Cooper just blinked, lost in the jumble of unfamiliar words. His new home was in a charming village called Oakhaven. Stepping out of their cozy cottage, Cooper was greeted by a symphony of chirping birds and the rhythmic clip-clop of horses pulling carriages. He spotted a group of children playing in a park across the street. He longed to join them, but how could he play if he couldn't even say, "Hello"? The next day, Cooper started school. The classroom was bright and filled with chattering children. The teacher, Ms. Lily, had a warm smile and a twinkle in her eye. She pointed to a picture on the board and said, "This is a cat." Cooper repeated, "Cat," the words sticking out awkwardly in the sea of English. Ms. Lily patiently pointed to other things. "Desk, chair, door." Cooper mimicked her, slowly building a small vocabulary of single words. He felt a surge of pride every time he got it right. Days turned into weeks. Cooper learned basic greetings. Hello, goodbye, thank you. He practiced numbers. 1, 2, 3, counting pebbles on the playground. He even learned some animal sounds: moo, for the cow; woof, for the dog. One sunny afternoon, Ms. Lily announced, "Today, we're learning colors." She pointed to a bright red apple. "Red," she said, holding it up. Cooper, emboldened by his progress, held up his yellow backpack and beamed. "Yellow!" A wave of laughter rippled through the class. Cooper's face flushed. He didn't understand why they were laughing. Ms. Lily, however, knelt beside him. "That's great, Cooper," she said gently, pointing to his backpack. "Yellow! But this apple is red." She held the apple next to his backpack, and light dawned on Cooper's face. He understood. He grinned and pointed to a blue crayon on his desk. "Blue!" Ms. Lily clapped, and the laughter this time was filled with encouragement. Learning English wasn't easy, but Cooper was determined. He carried his little English dictionary everywhere, pointing at pictures and memorizing words. He watched cartoons with subtitles, mimicking the way the characters spoke. He even started asking his mom simple questions in English, like, "What's for dinner?" One day, while walking home from school, Cooper spotted the group of children he'd seen before. Mustering all his courage, he walked up to them and, with a shy smile, said, "Hello? My name is Cooper." The children, surprised at first, burst into friendly smiles. "Hi, Cooper. I'm Emily," said a girl with pigtails. Soon, they were all talking and laughing, playing a game of tag in the park. Cooper, though still stumbling a bit, was finally able to join the fun. His journey in learning English had just begun, but Cooper knew, with every new word he learned, a whole new world of communication and friendship would open up for him. He was excited for the adventure ahead, one filled with laughter, mistakes, and the joy of making himself understood in a whole new language. Cooper's English blossomed like a spring flower. Every day brought a new word, a new phrase. He learned about greetings beyond just hello, mastering good morning, and how are you? He stumbled over idioms at first, giggling at the thought of it actually raining cats and dogs. Weekends were spent exploring Oakhaven with his newfound friends. They picnicked in meadows dotted with colorful wildflowers, learning the names of each one: daisies, dandelions, buttercups. They chased butterflies in the dappled sunlight, Cooper shouting, "Butterfly!" with glee. One day, while playing near the village pond, a commotion erupted. A lost tourist, flustered and red-faced, was frantically asking for directions. Cooper, his heart pounding a little, stepped forward. "Excuse me," he began, his voice still a little wobbly. "Are you lost?" The tourist's eyes widened in surprise. "Yes, I am," she admitted, relief flooding her face. "I'm trying to find the old windmill." Cooper, filled with a surge of pride, pointed towards a distant hill. "There it is! See, on the top of the hill?" The tourist beamed. "Thank you so much, young man! You're a lifesaver." Cooper, his chest puffed out with accomplishment, realized something profound. Learning English wasn't just about understanding others, it was about helping them too. His newfound confidence led him to explore the village library. The towering shelves, filled with countless books, seemed overwhelming at first. But with Emily by his side, they started small. Picture books with simple stories helped Cooper connect words with images. Slowly, he graduated to books with shorter sentences, his finger tracing each word as he sounded them out. The library became his happy haven, a world of stories waiting to be unlocked. One particular book sparked a fascination for dinosaurs. He devoured every fact, every picture, pronouncing the long, unfamiliar names with growing confidence: Tyrannosaurus rex, Stegosaurus, Triceratops. Soon, dinosaur became his favorite word, peppering his conversations with endless dinosaur trivia. His progress caught the attention of Ms. Lily. Recognizing his love for learning, she encouraged him to participate in the upcoming school play. The play was a simple adaptation of a folktale, with each character speaking just a few lines. Cooper, initially hesitant, was cast as a mischievous talking squirrel. Rehearsals were a challenge, filled with tongue twisters and giggles. But with Ms. Lily's patient guidance and his friends' enthusiastic support, Cooper memorized his lines, his voice growing stronger with each practice session. The day of the play arrived. The stage lights were blinding, the audience a sea of curious faces. But as Cooper scurried across the stage, clutching a giant acorn prop, and squeaked out his lines in perfect English, a wave of exhilaration washed over him. He had done it! He had spoken a new language in front of everyone, and it felt amazing. Cooper's journey in learning English was far from over. There would be more challenges, more stumbles, more moments of frustration. But with each new word, each new conversation, he was growing a bridge between himself and his new home. And on that bridge, a world of possibilities awaited, filled with stories waiting to be heard, friendships waiting to be made, and adventures waiting to be embarked upon. The success of the school play boosted Cooper's confidence even further. He started venturing beyond Oakhaven, exploring the nearby town with his friends. One Saturday afternoon, they found themselves at a bustling market. Stalls overflowed with colorful fruits and vegetables Cooper had never seen before: plump purple eggplants, noble ginger roots, and bright orange mangoes. Hesitantly, he pointed to a peculiar green fruit with bumpy skin. "What's that?" he asked the friendly stall owner, a woman with a kind smile. The woman chuckled. "That, my dear, is a kiwi. Would you like to try one?" Cooper, ever the adventurer, agreed. The woman cut the fruit open, revealing a vibrant green flesh with tiny black seeds. He took a tentative bite, his eyes widening in surprise. The taste was unlike anything he'd experienced, a burst of sweet and tart, with a hint of something tropical. "It's delicious!" he exclaimed, a new word proudly added to his vocabulary. As they continued exploring the market, Cooper's newfound confidence bloomed. He practiced simple questions with the vendors. "How much is this?" Or, "Can I try some?" He learned the names of spices: cinnamon, paprika, cumin, their pungent aromas filling the air. He even managed to barter for a small bag of colorful jelly beans, his negotiation skills fueled by a healthy dose of newfound English vocabulary. News of Cooper's language skills spread throughout Oakhaven. Soon, he found himself tutoring a new family who had just moved in from Italy. He patiently taught them basic phrases, relishing the opportunity to share his hard-earned knowledge. He learned a few Italian words himself in return: grazie, thank you, and ciao, goodbye, a small exchange that fostered a new friendship. One day, a flyer caught Cooper's eye. The local library was hosting an International Day celebration. There would be music, food from different countries, and a storytelling session where children could share folktales from their cultures. Cooper, brimming with excitement, decided to participate. He dug through his favorite dinosaur book, memorizing a short story about a clever stegosaurus. On the day of the event, the library buzzed with activity. Cooper, dressed in a homemade dinosaur costume, courtesy of his ever-supportive mom, stood a little nervously in front of the crowd. But as he began his story, his voice grew stronger. He mimicked the stomping of the stegosaurus, the swishing of its tail, and the audience erupted in laughter and applause. Cooper realized that learning English wasn't just about words and grammar. It was a passport to new experiences, new cultures, and new connections. As he stood there, basking in the applause, a feeling of belonging filled him. He was no longer just a boy from California. He was Cooper, a friend, a helper, a storyteller, and now, a proud member of his new English-speaking world. The journey was far from over, but with every step, every word, every story shared, Cooper was building a bridge between his past and his future, a bridge paved with the language that had opened his heart to a whole new world. Summer arrived, painting Oakhaven in vibrant hues. Cooper's English fluency continued to blossom, allowing him to delve deeper into the world of books. He discovered a love for mysteries, his brow furrowing in concentration as he followed the clues alongside the detective characters. He devoured adventure stories, sailing the high seas with pirates and exploring hidden jungles with intrepid explorers. Each book transported him to a new world, expanding his vocabulary and imagination. One day, while exploring the library's dusty attic, Cooper stumbled upon a hidden treasure, a box overflowing with old postcards. Each card depicted a different corner of the world, with a few lines scribbled on the back in various languages. Intrigued, Cooper spent hours poring over them, piecing together snippets of stories from faraway lands. He learned about bustling markets in Morocco, serene temples in Japan, and majestic glaciers in Iceland. A spark ignited within him. He yearned to travel, to experience these places firsthand. But a seed of doubt lingered. Would he be able to communicate in all these different languages? Ms. Lily, sensing his apprehension, offered a solution. She suggested a pen pal program, where he could connect with children from all over the globe. With newfound enthusiasm, Cooper picked a postcard depicting the Great Wall of China. He wrote a short message in English, introducing himself and expressing his love for dinosaurs. Weeks turned into months, and then, a letter arrived. It was from a girl named May, who lived in a small village near the Great Wall. Her English was basic, but her enthusiasm was contagious. They exchanged stories, pictures, and even dinosaur drawings, Cooper's, admittedly, more detailed than May's rudimentary T-Rex. As their friendship blossomed, Cooper's desire to learn new languages grew stronger. He started with simple Mandarin phrases, mimicking the melodic tones May used. He learned to say "and how," hello, and xie, thank you, his tongue stumbling playfully over the unfamiliar sounds. The joy of connecting with someone so far away through language fueled his passion. He started researching other languages, fascinated by the diversity of human communication. He discovered the rhythmic beauty of Spanish, the guttural strength of German, and the lyrical flow of French. As summer waned and autumn painted the leaves in fiery hues, Cooper knew his journey in learning languages had just begun. English was no longer just a tool for communication, it had opened a door to a world of cultures, friendships, and endless possibilities. He carried the postcards like talismans, each one a reminder of the places he longed to explore and the languages he dreamt of mastering. With a determined glint in his eyes, Cooper looked forward to the adventures that awaited, ready to bridge the gap between cultures, one word at a time. Winter blanketed Oakhaven in a soft layer of white, and Christmas cheer filled the air. Cooper, bundled in a warm scarf and hat, excitedly helped decorate the library for their annual winter festival. This year, the theme was celebrating traditions around the world. Cooper, with his newfound knowledge gleaned from postcards and his budding pen pal friendships, was practically an expert. He helped create displays showcasing different holiday traditions. There was a miniature Japanese Christmas tree adorned with origami ornaments, a German nutcracker soldier standing guard over a display of gingerbread houses, and a Mexican nacimiento, nativity scene, complete with colorful figurines. Cooper even managed to write a few festive phrases in each language: Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, in Spanish, Joyeux Noël, Merry Christmas, in French, and Frohe Weihnachten, Merry Christmas, in German. The festival was a bustling success. Children, dressed in festive attire, explored the displays, their eyes wide with wonder. Cooper, acting as a mini tour guide, shared his knowledge with infectious enthusiasm. He explained the significance of the dreidel in Hanukkah celebrations, the story behind Kwanzaa's 7 principles, and the tradition of exchanging red envelopes filled with money during Chinese New Year. One little girl, dressed as a sparkly fairy, pointed at the Japanese origami ornaments. "How do you say Merry Christmas in Japanese?" she asked, her voice filled with curiosity. Cooper grinned, his heart swelling with pride. "It's Merry Kurisuma," he replied, confidently demonstrating the slight bow that often accompanies the greeting in Japanese culture. Seeing the spark of wonder ignite in the girl's eyes solidified Cooper's newfound purpose. He wasn't just learning languages. He was becoming a bridge between cultures, sharing the beauty of traditions and fostering understanding. The little girl, emboldened by Cooper's encouragement, practiced saying, "Merry Kurisuma," with a giggle, her voice echoing through the festive library. As the winter days grew shorter, Cooper continued his language explorations. He joined a local after-school club where high school students volunteered to teach basic conversational phrases in their native languages. He learned Buenos dias, good morning, from a Spanish exchange student, bonjour, hello, from a French baker's apprentice, and even a few basic greetings in Hindi from a young doctor visiting from India. With each new word, a new world seemed to open up. He envisioned himself ordering steaming churros in a bustling Spanish market, politely asking for directions on a Parisian street, and maybe even bartering for spices in a colorful Indian bazaar, all thanks to the language bridges he was diligently building. Spring eventually chased away the winter chill, and a renewed sense of adventure bloomed with the flowers. Cooper, armed with his growing vocabulary and a heart full of wanderlust, started planning his own international adventure. He convinced his parents to let him visit May in China, the postcard that had sparked his global curiosity all those months ago. The anticipation crackled in the air as they boarded the plane. Cooper clutched a well-worn Mandarin phrasebook, his stomach churning with a mix of excitement and nervousness. He yearned to see the Great Wall firsthand, to experience Chinese culture, and most importantly, to meet his friend May in person. As the plane soared towards the setting sun, Cooper knew this was just the beginning of his journey. He was no longer just a boy from California. He was a global citizen, a connector of cultures, and a lifelong language learner. The world awaited, a vast tapestry woven with diverse languages and traditions, and Cooper, with his boundless curiosity and ever-expanding vocabulary, was ready to explore it all. The plane touched down in Beijing, a bustling metropolis that dwarfed anything Cooper had ever seen. Stepping off the plane, the warm, humid air hit him like a wave. Signs and Mandarin characters seemed to dance before his eyes, a whirlwind of unfamiliar symbols. He fumbled with his phrasebook, his heart pounding a little faster than usual. Just then, a familiar face emerged from the crowd, May, a little taller than Cooper remembered, with a bright smile and a hand-drawn welcome sign that read, "Welcome, Cooper," in both English and Mandarin. Relief washed over him, replaced by a surge of pure joy. Their reunion was a whirlwind of giggles, broken English, and enthusiastic gestures. May, despite her limited English, managed to tell him about her village nestled near the Great Wall, its ancient stones whispering stories of emperors and dynasties. She showed him pictures on her phone, rolling green hills dotted with traditional houses, narrow cobbled streets lined with bustling shops, and of course, the awe-inspiring Great Wall snaking across the landscape like a giant dragon. The next few days were a whirlwind of sights, sounds, and tastes. Cooper, fueled by his growing Mandarin vocabulary and May's enthusiastic guidance, navigated bustling markets, bargaining for souvenirs with newfound confidence, and a few hilarious misunderstandings. He sampled exotic dishes, noodles that seemed to stretch forever, dumplings filled with mysterious but delicious fillings, and sweet, sticky rice cakes dusted with sesame seeds. One afternoon, they stood atop the Great Wall, the wind whipping at their hair. Stretching out before them, the ancient wall snaked across the rugged landscape, a testament to China's rich history. Cooper, filled with a sense of wonder, shared stories of his own country, his voice echoing in the vastness. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues, Cooper realized that learning languages wasn't just about communication, it was about building friendships that transcended borders. Here he was, standing on the Great Wall with his friend May, a connection forged through postcards and simple phrases, now blossoming into a deep and meaningful bond. Their adventure was just beginning. Cooper knew there were more postcards out there, each one whispering promises of new experiences and new friendships waiting to be formed. He returned home with a suitcase full of souvenirs, a heart brimming with memories, and a head full of new Mandarin phrases. The world was a vast and exciting place, and Cooper, with his ever-growing language skills and his insatiable curiosity, was ready to explore it all, one adventure, one new friend, one word at a time. Back in Oakhaven, a newfound confidence radiated from Cooper. He wasn't just a boy who once stumbled over greetings. He was a seasoned traveler, a language explorer. At school, he shared his experiences with wide-eyed classmates, his presentations peppered with Mandarin phrases and pictures of the Great Wall. He even convinced Ms. Lily to start an International Friends pen pal program, connecting their class with students from around the world. One particular pen pal, a boy named Kai from Senegal, captured Cooper's imagination. Kai's letters, filled with vibrant descriptions of his bustling village market and the rhythmic beat of djem drums, sparked a yearning to experience West African culture firsthand. This time, however, Cooper wasn't just a passive traveler. He spent months learning basic Wolof, the language spoken in Kai's village. He practiced tongue twisters, mimicking the rhythmic sounds, and devoured online resources about Senegalese customs and traditions. The day he finally landed in Dakar, Senegal, a kaleidoscope of sights and smells assaulted him. The air buzzed with the vibrant chatter of people bargaining in open-air markets, the rhythmic pounding of drums providing a constant background beat. Cooper, his Wolof vocabulary already put to the test as he hailed a taxi, felt a thrill of accomplishment course through him. Meeting Kai was like reuniting with an old friend, their laughter easily bridging any remaining language gaps. Kai, impressed by Cooper's Wolof efforts, proudly introduced him to his family and village. Cooper learned how to weave baskets from colorful reeds, the rhythmic movements surprisingly calming. He helped Kai's family prepare a traditional meal of thibadayan, a fragrant stew of fish and vegetables, learning the names of unfamiliar spices along the way. One evening, as they sat by a crackling bonfire, the flickering flames casting dancing shadows, Kai pointed to the star-studded sky. He began naming constellations in Wolof, their sounds unfamiliar yet strangely beautiful. Cooper, inspired, reciprocated by sharing the names of constellations in English, their laughter echoing under the vast African sky. Cooper returned home with a deeper understanding of Senegalese culture, his Wolof vocabulary enriched by daily use. But more importantly, he carried a newfound appreciation for the power of language to connect people across continents and cultures. His adventures ignited a spark in others. Ms. Lily's International Friends program flourished, the classroom walls adorned with colorful postcards and pictures from all corners of the globe. Cooper, once a shy boy struggling with a new language, was now a bridge between cultures, a testament to the transformative power of learning and the joy of connection that blossomed through shared experiences and a sprinkle of foreign words. Cooper's reputation as a language whiz and a global citizen preceded him. Soon, he was invited to participate in a summer program for teenagers in a small village nestled in the Swiss Alps. Nervous excitement bubbled in his stomach as he boarded the plane, this time armed with a phrasebook filled with German greetings and a head full of determined optimism. Landing in Zurich, the crisp mountain air filled his lungs. The program coordinator, a kind woman named Frau Schmidt, greeted him with a warm smile and a hearty "Guten Tag!" Good day. Cooper, his German shaky but enthusiastic, managed a reply, the unfamiliar sounds rolling off his tongue with a charming awkwardness. The village was a postcard come to life. Picture-perfect chalets adorned with flower boxes lined cobbled streets, and the majestic snow-capped peaks of the Alps dominated the horizon. Cooper's fellow participants hailed from all corners of the globe, a vivacious girl named Isabella from Italy, a soft-spoken boy named Hiro from Japan, and a mischievous pair of twins, Nadia and Omar, from Morocco. The program was a whirlwind of cultural immersion. They hiked through alpine meadows filled with fragrant wildflowers, learning their names in German: Edelweiss, Enzian, Alpenrose. They visited a local cheesemaker, sampling regional specialties and practicing basic food vocabulary: Käse, cheese, butter, brat, bread. In the evenings, they gathered around crackling bonfires, sharing stories and songs from their respective cultures. Cooper, ever the bridge builder, surprised everyone by leading a sing-along of a traditional American folk song, his imperfect German adding a touch of humor to the heartfelt melody. One afternoon, while exploring a charming mountain town, Cooper stumbled upon a hidden gem, a small bookstore overflowing with books in various languages. He wandered the aisles, mesmerized, his fingers tracing the spines of stories waiting to be unlocked. A kind-faced woman emerged from behind a counter, her smile crinkling the corners of her eyes. "Guten Tag," she greeted. Cooper, his confidence bolstered by weeks of practice, replied, "Guten Tag, Frau. Sprechen Sie English? Do you speak English?" The woman chuckled. "A little bit," she admitted. They struck up a conversation, a delightful mix of German and English. Cooper learned that the bookstore was a local treasure trove, a haven for bibliophiles from all over the world. The woman, Frau Müller, encouraged him to explore the non-English section, her eyes twinkling with mischief. Thus began Cooper's foray into the world of literary translation. He started with children's books, simple stories with vibrant illustrations that transcended language barriers. He'd spend hours puzzling over the German text, piecing together the meaning, his dictionary his constant companion. The satisfaction of finally grasping the story, of bridging the gap between languages, filled him with a sense of accomplishment unlike any other. By the end of the program, Cooper had not only expanded his German vocabulary but also discovered a newfound passion, the art of translation. He returned home with a suitcase full of memories, a renewed appreciation for the beauty of the German language, and a head buzzing with ideas for his next translation project. The world was a vast library waiting to be explored, each book a doorway to a new culture, and Cooper, the enthusiastic translator, was determined to unlock them all. Back in Oak Haven, Cooper dove headfirst into his newfound passion. He devoured books on translation theory, his mind grappling with the nuances of conveying meaning across languages. He practiced on everything from song lyrics to movie trailers, his parents chuckling at his sometimes hilarious translations. One day, browsing the library shelves, Cooper stumbled upon a dusty collection of folktales from around the world. A spark ignited. He envisioned these stories, filled with wisdom and wonder, being accessible to children everywhere. He approached Ms. Lily, his heart pounding with a mix of nervousness and excitement. "Ms. Lily," he began, "I have an idea. What if I translated these folktales into different languages? We could share them with our pen pals, or even publish them online." Ms. Lily's eyes lit up. "Cooper, that's a fantastic idea. It would be a wonderful way to share cultures and promote understanding." And so, Cooper embarked on his most ambitious project yet. He started small, translating a simple Japanese folktale into English. He poured his heart into it, capturing the essence of the story while ensuring the language flowed smoothly. The positive feedback from his Japanese pen pal fueled his determination. One by one, Cooper translated stories from his ever-growing collection. He collaborated with his pen pals, refining his translations based on their feedback. Soon, he had a small library of translated folktales, a Japanese tale of a brave samurai mouse, a Senegalese story about a mischievous talking hyena, and a Swiss legend about a yodeling mountain goat. Cooper, with Ms. Lily's help, created a website showcasing his translations. He uploaded colorful illustrations, audio recordings in different languages, thanks to the help of his pen pals, and even included a section where children could submit their own folktales. The website, aptly named Cooper's Corner, where stories speak all languages, quickly gained popularity. Children from all over the world wrote in, sharing their favorite stories and expressing their gratitude for being able to experience different cultures through the magic of words. Cooper, no longer just a boy who once struggled with English, had become a bridge builder, a weaver of tales, and a champion of global understanding. As he sat in his room, surrounded by books in various languages, a sense of accomplishment washed over him. The world was still a vast and exciting place, filled with countless stories waiting to be shared. But with each language he learned, each story he translated, Cooper knew he was making it a little smaller, a little closer, one word at a time. He smiled, his eyes gleaming with the promise of countless adventures yet to come, all fueled by the language that had opened his heart and his mind to the beauty of the world.